Welcome back, my friends, to the Predictive Playbook. This is the Major League Baseball angle of the day and free pick analysis and predictions. I am, of course, your host, John Ryan. It's Wednesday, July the 7th, 2021, and we're going to get right to it here. In the game that I'm looking at, which is the Seattle Mariners hosting the New York Yankees, I would be remiss if I didn't say how incredibly amazing it is that the New York Yankees are sitting in fourth place, 9.5 games behind the Boston Red Sox, and with two teams in Tampa Bay and the Toronto Blue Jays between them and the Red Sox. They just can't get key hits. They get runners on base. Their walk percentages is certainly above average. You look at the individual stats like that, you wonder how in the world are they basically a 500 team? They are on a 2-game win streak now, and that puts them at 43 and 41 through 84 games. But over the last 10, they're 3 and 7. They're going up against a Seattle team that's beginning to catch a bit of positive momentum here, in my opinion. They're 45 and 41, 4 games over 500, trailing the juggernaut Houston Astros by 8 games in the American League West, but right there to challenge in the second half here for a wild card spot. They're 6 and 4. Last 10, having lost their previous game. They have a run differential of minus 53, but that number is improving, so that's a bit misleading. They have scored 150 or 353 runs on the season, and amazingly, the New York Yankees have scored the same amount. And with that salary, it's just amazing. The cost, literally per hit, per run, is way off the charts ahead of everybody else, and that's not a good thing. In fact, the Baltimore Orioles, who are now 29 games under 500, having lost more games, 2 times as many games as they've won, have scored the same amount of runs. So I don't know what in the world's going on with it, but I'm not going to sit here and try to predict when the Yankees are going to get their bats together and when they can start scoring runs and getting runners in scoring position to actually touch home plate more often. What I do know is Seattle is a team that is in a good form right now, and they're going to be a home dog simply because the marketplace and the public betting sentiment is that, well, this is the time the Yankees will get their act together. They're going to run off 5 in a row, and how can you bet against the Yankees type of thing? But I will bet against the Yankees until proven wrong, until I see otherwise. So with this betting system of the day, let's pull this up. It's a pretty good one. You have German or Herman going for the Yankees. I like saying that name because I always like hearing people say German. And, it's not making fun of them. It's just, until you're told what the pronunciation is, you don't know. And Yusei Kikuchi, who uses believe it or not, his nickname is Yusei, which is his first name, which is pretty cool when you think about it. Yusei, I get it. So anyway, with this betting system, you're going to bet on home underdogs. And this dog is coming off a game in which they had 10 or more fewer hits than the previous opponent had. So in other words, they got out hit by 10 or more hits in their previous game. And the dog's bullpen, being Seattle in this case, allowed at least 4 runs in their previous game, which they did in their loss. And this combination of 3 simple parameters has gone 34 and 17 using the money line for 67% over the last 5 seasons. This also means that the $100 bettor has produced a 60% ROI and $3,145 in profits. The average bet has been just a stellar plus 147 underdog. And this is one of those systems that if you ever write this one down, it's easy to track. Every morning you wake up, you check the differential in hits, and you move on to the next game because that'll be the biggest determinant of the 3, the most rare to occur in a Major League Baseball game. And then using the run line, you're 39-12, 77% last 5 seasons. The $100 bettor has made $2,700 for a 45% ROI. So when the dog gets up above 150 is when you're going to do combination bets with this particular system. Then it makes sense. Then you're optimizing your total rate of return over the course of a season using this betting angle or betting system. So in this case, since we are just a slight underdog at home with the Seattle Mariners, you're just going to take this game. My recommendation is to bet them using the money line And I do think they win this game comfortably tonight. So the play is on the Seattle Mariners. And last but not least, my numbers are starting to look pretty good here, in my humble opinion. 7-2 with my 5-unit top-rated best bets, and I only put out 3 to a max of 5 per month. So they're very rare and they're very meaningful to me. And I only put them out because I'm thinking of you guys out there. I want to give you winning plays. I don't want to just give you a play to get a $15 sale. I'm not about that. So in football, as you see, and Sportsmemo is running a special over the last 35, college football and NFL combined, 73.5% last year. Number one is Sportsmemo in the NFL. Sportsmemo is running a discount of 50% this week off the $1,200 regular season subscription to get both college football and NFL. At $600, it comes out to probably less than $2.50 a play over the course of both seasons, and that includes my 5-unit best bets, which are what other people call game of the month or game of the year. That's the strength of those plays. I just don't really comfortable with that kind of hype anymore after 27 years in the business. I'd rather just give out the quality, produce the results over the course of the season, and focus on that. So with that said, you can go over to sportsmemo.com. It's easy to get there. It's sm.buzz/jr. You'll see the subscription, and you'll be able to get it at a 50% discount today. I think they're going to be running it through Friday of this week. So don't waste any time, because I do know that it's going to be 40% off starting next week, and it's going to be less and less as we come up to the first week of college football. So that'll about do it today. Our free pick in Major League Baseball is on the Seattle Mariners using the money line. And for the Predictive Playbook, wagertalk.com, sportsmemo.com, and of course myself, may all the wins always be